RingVille episode, Isaac Rodriguez. Hey, what's up everyone? How you doing? My name is Kevin Herrera Sanchez, KHS, and welcome to another episode of RingVille. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of talking to the promoter of Arrival Wrestling, formerly VXS, the youngest Latino promoter, Brooklyn's very own, Isaac Rodriguez.
He got the borough right. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go,
yeah.
Punk Isaac.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, appreciate you so much for taking the time, sitting down with me, man. Like coming straight from work too. Like he be grinding.
Yeah. I'll make the time. I'm a big fan, you know. Mm-hmm. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. One of the first things I wanted to talk about and just get a perspective on is how in tune do you have to be with the wrestling indie landscape to really promote and run a company that in your eyes would be considered successful?
Good question. You would have to basically keep your eye close to the major promotions going on right now. Mm-hmm. You have to watch a lot of wrestling. I watch a lot of wrestling. Yeah. Be in tune. Also show face and experience the vibe. Okay. And take little notes, you know, mm-hmm. reference little notes. I would watch, let's say MLW. They used to have a ticker, a time clock a while ago, mm-hmm. like UFC. Okay. They stopped doing that, so I was like, let me bring that back. ECW, you know, you watch little visuals of their highlight reels in the middle or the beginning of the video mm-hmm. of their pay-per-view. Yeah. And, you know, I don't see any other indie doing that. I wanted to do that. So you just got to really have meaning behind it. Meaning and passion, bro. That's all it takes. Meaning and passion. Yeah.
So it's I'm pretty sure you watch, like you said, a bunch of wrestling, right? Yeah. And it's there's some shit maybe you just can't watch it. You can't watch everything. There's too much. Whereas do you have also people just hey, you should check this out, you should check this out, and sending you clips and stuff?
Yeah, I have a nice network of other promoters. You know, I got like Ryan, who commentates for Arrival. Mm-hmm. Ryan is an amazing commentator, but also runs his own promotion, ETU Wrestling. He would send me recommendations from his roster. I'd send him recommendations from my roster. Same with Deadlock. Shout out John Blood.
Shout out to John.
John would send me his recs. I would send him my recs. Yeah. It's all about growing together because we're in a certain period where we're in the creation era. Everyone's getting signed to AEW, WWE, NXT, ID. Yeah. We're in the middle of a very special creation era. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think it's better to work together instead of just being left in the dark. You know.
No, absolutely. And it's one of those things where it's I think every now and then people kind of get scared, especially where it's oh, I maybe not want to work with them because it's they might do me dirty, blah blah blah. But it's there's enough food for people to eat.
It was like that back in 2010s. Mm-hmm. It was very territorial in New York. Yeah. There was not as many companies as going mm-hmm. right now. Yeah. Everyone is blossoming in their own niche, I feel, right now. But that's something I want to change in the scene. I really want to step away from that old head mentality and work together with the quality collective, you know. So I think it's better to grow faster collabing than by yourself.
No, absolutely. That's always the way to go. And it's a beautiful thing, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, promoter for Arrival Wrestling. Formerly VXS. A rebrand is always a little risky, right? Especially because it's some people just do not like change. And it's you can't always hope that people will follow you through the rebrand. Was there any thought of that when deciding to rebrand into Arrival?
Absolutely. I think that a big part of rebranding was having its own identity. I kind of did everything I wanted to do with Violence and Suffering, honestly. Mm-hmm. We did California. Yeah. We introduced a lot of new names and had that hip-hop-esque type of vibe. Yes. But with Arrival, I kind of want to lean towards anime demographic, something I've been wanting to do.
Anime?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up watching so much anime, bro. I love Dragon Ball, Berserk, mm-hmm. Inuyasha, I just got into. Nice. One Piece, you know, so I think that there's a mesh missing and a void that needs to be filled for both of those fans in America currently. And, mm-hmm. You know, I was a part of a great team at Violence and Suffering. You know, it was a collective. Yeah. Not with the social media stuff. There was my boy Orlando, mm-hmm. my boy Jimmy, my boy Jordan, my boy Pete. And, you know, everyone went their own path. And I just felt it was right to continue and not stop. And just base it off of also, which a lot of people don't know, I got the Arrival name as two meanings behind that. A homage to Evolve Wrestling. Okay. It was one word, all caps, and it broke out a lot of talent before like 2018, before they got bought by WWE. Yeah. WWE would scout Evolve Wrestling a lot. And Arrival is based out of the 2014 NXT special. That was the first live stream NXT on the WWE network.
It was.
And it was my favorite. It was insane. Bo Dallas Neville. You know, Paige was on there, you know, and it started off hot with Antonio Cesaro versus Sami Zayn. Right? Oh my God, I fell in love with wrestling. It was like Ring of Honor with an insane production value. So I want to bring that to the independents.
No, absolutely, yeah. So this sounds like it was not just like a fresh coat of paint. It was more of a restructure from the inside.
Sure.
And because I think I heard you talking about one time where it's like, you also wanted to not make it entirely family friendly, but give it some of that family friendliness.
Absolutely. Like I want to market to where we could actually collaborate with a Comic-Con, collaborate with a TV company. You know, I always wanted to produce wrestling for Adult Swim. I still want to.
That's fine.
It's going to be the best wrestling, but you're going to see characters off the wall. You're going to see some of the best wrestling, but like a late night vibe where it's like, I don't want to say PG-14, but something that's not PG, copy paste like every other indie show. Yeah. So I treat every show like a PLE.
No, first, fire. That's fire. You talked about having like, you know, bringing anime and then bringing like hip hop into it. You also, we were talking about it before off camera where it's like you're big into skating.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's like, is that a demographic you would want to bring into wrestling as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more than wrestling. I talked to Sammy Callan about this because he sees the vision just as well with his company, Wrestling Revolver in Ohio. We want a demographic that is like a concert vibe, but also towards the youth, the next generation, to build the next generation. Yeah. So if they're not gonna like see something that's like different, why are you doing it? You gotta stand out.
No, absolutely. Like I know West Side Gun, he just had his heels.
I loved his recent album too, the one that dropped, the Sid Vicious cover art.
Yes,
I was listening to that on the way to work this morning.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so classy, bro.
Yo.
Real New York, real classy.
Facts, it's like, and he just had his show in Chicago. He was at Vice 3, and it's like a bunch. It was very much hip hop, and it's like it was like a lot of the community, a lot of the culture, and it's like I never had the privilege of going to a violence show. But every time people talk about it, it's like, oh, it had some of that. And whereas I had that feeling of like, oh, no, it's like very enriched with the culture, very enriched with the community. And it's like, and is this something people should expect with Arrival?
Yeah, it's gonna be an experience, not just like on screen, but also when you walk in, you're gonna hear Nas, you're gonna hear West Side Gun, you're gonna hear a lot of artists that you don't usually hear at other indie companies. Also with the video presentation, we do video packages with music like that. I just dropped one today with DMX in the background, and it's Santana Jackson, the wrestler that impersonates Michael Jackson, like doing moves to DMX, you know? So like it's funny, but it's like hard, you know?
It puts you in a certain, and DMX,
R.I.P.
No, for sure. Yeah. And it's like one of the greatest. Or it's and it's like his music does something where it's like it just hypes you up regardless.
Right. I love that. I loved watching video packages like in Backlash back in the day, WWE Backlash, all those crazy video packages with the songs that stuck out. Also a big part of that probably had to do with like I don't know if you play SmackDown versus Raw.
Absolutely.
The soundtracks were
any
of them. 07's my favorite.
07
is 07, 08, 09 soundtracks crazy.
Like 06 is close too. Close. I don't know if you remember 06.
Breaking Benjamin.
Exactly.
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace.
That really like formed me to my music taste type shit.
Like I remember it wasn't like any wrestling company that was doing this. It was, I just think people on the internet, they would make highlight videos of the pay-per-views and use all of those songs. Yeah. And it's like, it was such a great way to keep it catchy and grab your attention. And it's like, we don't really see that no more.
Right, yeah. It's effort. It's literally like the detail into the work. And I take a lot of pride in the group we have and the people we have to network at Arrival that actually understands that vision, that is beyond the wrestling, it's music, it's the media involved, you know, it's the people coming together, the talent showcase. So it's all about the experience, bro.
No, for sure. And it's like, it's interesting to see where it's like how different communities, it might seem like they're so apart and so different, But once you start talking to people and it's like, wait, I like this too, and it's like, once you combine that, it's like, it's incredible.
Possibilities are endless.
Facts.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So when they see that, they're hooked. It takes one show, literally, to just get hooked. And,
no, absolutely.
And I want it to be the most accessible. That's a big part of why I do YouTube now. Because it's easy and every smart TV has YouTube.
That's right.
You know,
every phone, every tablet, like all the iPad kids on YouTube.
All the iPad kids, spoiled asses,
I'm in there too.
Okay, all right. I never had an iPad.
I got an iPad.
It looks cool. I had a Nook. I had a Nook reading little journals and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
Doom. Yeah, I give that a doom,
That's
bro.
like you know when what's that alternative Lego brand where it's like, yo, I had Legos.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I have Mega
and it's
Blocks.
like oversized. Yeah, we're from the hood, so oversized. I get that. Yeah. I had those. I had the puzzle pieces that were like this big.
It was a big ass puzzle, but it was only like 8 pieces.
I'm like, yo, I wanted a Harry Potter puzzle piece. He gave me like the Jungle Gym puzzle piece.
Legit, not fair.
Yeah.
Talking about like the promos and the graphics that you guys do, it's like you do a lot of those, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is something you love to do.
Yeah.
It's like, is there a reason that you decide to still do them?
I have recently opened the idea of also collabing with other people. You know, I got my boy Nate. I got my boy, I got Joshi Gio.
Yeah.
I have a lot of other people that like saw the vision early and joined the team for Arrival behind the scenes. But I just like, I know how I want my stuff to look. I referenced a lot of like NXT work, a lot of TV promotions too.
Okay.
To just make it like crispy, crispy. So it's all about detail again. And I grew up like being a YouTuber. This is something people don't know. I used to stream Call of Duty being a huge troll for a channel called Machinima when I was like...
Really?
When I was like 15, bro, like 16. And I would like edit not just the videos, but the thumbnails.
Oh,
so at an early age,
Yeah.
like I knew how to do design work with cropping, coloring, all that. So outside of like my passion for filmmaking, I was a gamer that streamed me trolling other people to exit their Call of Duty lobbies. And now it's Fortnite Land, and I don't even know what's relevant now in the gaming world. I just grew up and I stopped gaming. And, I grew up with a lot of that and skate, a lot of streaming. So that background helped a lot for wrestling and editing for wrestling. So that's a big factor.
For sure. And then you also make graphics. And it's like, you designed the Arrival logo?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I just wanted to pop, be like one bold word, but have a little Dragon Ball-esque type of vibe mixed with a little bit of New York graffiti.
Yeah. I guess, you get that for sure. And then you've been doing this for 5 to 6 years, right? Like running the company.
It's getting 5 now. Yeah.
It's getting 5?
Thinking about it, like promoting shows, time flies. Time flies. Because I started in the pandemic. I didn't want to like be a promoter until I got the ball when I got the offer from my boy Orlando and his team. And then it came to me, I gave him ideas, and then people gravitated towards it. And also during the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, there was no indie wrestling going on.
No.
It was just GCW, deathmatch wrestling going on. It's a different genre. It's like movies, deathmatch wrestling, and pure wrestling. I felt like there was a void, not just for like the hip hop, but pure wrestling was missing, I felt. Yeah. So I wanted to do that, and it's been an insane journey since then. 5 years, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that till now.
Yeah. Time passes OD, right? That's half a decade, yo.
Insane.
Like, crazy. Yeah. What are some of the skills that you kind of had to pick up, it's like throughout your journey, where it's like, oh, I need to get good at this?
Oh man. Probably directing live events. When I was in high school, I used to throw parties with my friend Eddie. That's kind of where I felt comfortable putting together gatherings and promoting too. Yeah. But then wrestling came, and that's like a whole branch of people coming together behind the scenes, performers behind the scenes putting their bodies online. When I started, I didn't know about like writing storylines, segments, directing promos, directing matches, giving insight, time. There's a whole science behind booking and promoting a show that you don't realize till you're in the driver's seat, bro. So when I started, I needed to work a lot on communicating. I needed to work a lot on directing. And now that I got the ball rolling, and also help and advice from higher ups in the business, it helped a lot. That's something that is needed when throwing events like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because it's like communicating is one of those things where like you think you can say something clearly, but somebody can interpret it in a very different way. So it's like using your words, specific words exactly to like really get across what you're saying.
Yeah.
What are like some of the challenges of putting a show together?
Probably a lot. I would definitely say constructing a card fans are interested in. We're currently in a time where everyone's getting signed, like I said earlier. Everyone's getting signed. So you want to balance everything. Balance is the number one thing, I would say. Balance, yeah. Have the comedy wrestling, have the strong style wrestling, have the high flyer wrestling. Yeah. Involve some vets, you know, put them together with the up and comers, you know. They learn in the process. I love that, and seeing the results of that. Balance is probably it.
Yeah. Do you ever get any pushback from wrestlers who maybe don't want to work specific matches or don't want to work specific opponents? Like, how do you handle that?
Absolutely. Like, you never want to put someone in a position they're uncomfortable. I take pride in like talking to wrestlers weeks before, on the phone, texting, going through plans, what we want to do in the future, but also if they're comfortable with this. For a great example, my boy Homicide. I don't want him to do deathmatch wrestling. I know he's notorious for doing death matches in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Classics with Steve Corino. The list goes on and on. He's like a crazy Terry Funk. Yeah. But I loved also how innovative he was in the ring. And I would never put him in a position where he's not comfortable with. In Arrival 3, the upcoming event right now, November 22nd, he's facing Drew Parker, who's a wrestler from Wales and the UK and Japan. And he's known mostly for his deathmatch work. I don't think he needs to be a deathmatch wrestler to get over with the crowd. Yeah. So I want to be different from every other company. I want to showcase his wrestling ability against Homicide. And they love that. It's different, and they see the trust value too. Yeah. So you just want everyone in the team motivated.
No, absolutely. And then on a show, on the day of the show, like this upcoming Friday, November 22nd, like what does your day-to-day, hour-to-hour look like on that?
No sleep.
No sleep?
No sleep. Oh man, I would wake up early. I do talent relations. I construct all of the travel, scheduling, stay. This is all the things you don't see that are behind the scenes. Right. I wake up, say like a good like 8 a.m., get my meal and meditate for a good hour. Okay. Then flip switches. Then I'm like, all right, let's throw the best show ever.
Yeah, let's go. You gotta lock in.
Let's make sure everyone's Uber is ready to go to their hotel to the venue. I am a promotion that doesn't really. I utilize local talent, but it's not like all local talent. I gotta fly in people. You're gonna see people from Kentucky, Ohio, Florida, California, etc., Vegas. Yeah. So travel's important. Communicating is important. I'd say. Like arrive at the venue early, like when the ring arrives, 1 p.m. Yeah. Stay there, talk to broadcasters, make sure everyone arrives by call time, which would probably be 3 hours before bell time. 3 hours before bell time, talk to the merch vendors, talk to the ring crew, talk to who's operating media, and then speech in the back, directing each match with effort and the same focus as the main event. And then doors would open at around like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Invite the fans and shake everyone's hand, you know, be present. Right. It's very important to treat everyone first class, is what a wise man once told me.
That's good.
So I want that to continue. I want the ball to roll. And once that first bell rings, bro, everything, the weight's off my shoulder. Yeah. And we have a party. We have a good old party. Make sure everyone's taken care of. And just seeing people also like make friends, bro, coming together. Yeah. That's the best part. Yeah.
Seeing different personalities.
That's the best part, bro. Like seeing new fans saying, this was my first wrestling event I've ever been to, is the biggest compliment I've gotten the past couple shows I got. It's insane.
Yeah, because that means you're grasping and getting in touch with people who've never been touched by another wrestling But you know, it's like, because WWE comes here all the time, AEW comes here, and it's like
people know them,
and they've never been to those, but they're out here coming.
Yeah, man, I want it to be like a nice cookout, bro. Like I want it to be like man, I want to come back. I want to come back. I see that vision. I see they support in the future. So it's a 20. Besides, like the whole thing, the whole position I'm in is a 24/7 thing. Yeah. But day of, like literally from morning to like I want to say 1 a.m. Event would end probably like around 10:30, 11 p.m. And then from there, the event ends. Talk to the fans. What do you not like? I like that. That makes us better. What did you not like is what I had. What was your favorite match? Who do you want to see come back? You know. So I take a lot of pride in bringing in a consistent roster. I like to showcase the core people that we bring in from out of the East Coast as well. And just talking to the fans too, understanding the people that goes miles away.
Because I think at one point I heard you were sending out like surveys, right? Where it's like, hey, let me know exactly what you just said. Where it's like, let me know, and it's like, it's very weird. Well, I don't know if it's weird, but it's something where it's like a company taking that much consideration of the fans. It's like, oh, that's a company for the fans.
I'll admit I'm still a fan, and a lot of other promoters want to admit that I'm still a fan of being there at the sport, watching the show. Yeah. Like I just study now, see it obviously from a different perspective, but still a fan. And if you don't admit you're a fan and you're a wrestling promoter, you shouldn't be a promoter. Like it's not being a mark, like people like to use the term mark. It's being someone that's like a fanatic. That's different. There's mark and then there's like wrestling fanatic. You know, so that's what I am.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've been dropping names the whole time, and it's like, what are like some people who are like, you just have to give shout out to because they just been with you, they helped you, and just tremendously, man. Like.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Big Hodge Media, someone that let me in the House of Glory when I was like, like 2015, 2014, looking for my foot in the wrestling world. So I don't forget to give praise to him. I want to give a shout out to Jack from Wrestling Universe. I want to give a shout out to Orlando. I want to give a shout out to all my people that showed up in California. Just like people that like trusted me. Right. I don't forget that. No. And if you really like give me the ball, I'll go the extra mile for you. And those are day ones right there. Those are day ones I'll never forget, no matter where I am.
For sure. What was your time at House of Glory like?
It was dope, man. I was I collabed a lot with Brian XL. And we honestly didn't see eye to eye after 4 years there. I designed their logo, you know, so to see them be a super promotion, that's sick. I definitely like had creative differences that just made me want to branch out. You know? Like when Evolve Wrestling was a thing. Yeah, I ended up just doing graphics for them, and there was just like differences. You know, you never want someone to feel like you're restricting or limiting their mindset on wrestling. Right. So I just need to branch out after some time. Yeah. Now I feel like everyone's doing their own thing, which is awesome. The students are some of the best students actually in New York. Yeah. But I would be there every week in their sweaty ass gym box of a school in
the red room, right? The smaller red room.
It was. I think it was Ridgewood. Yeah, it was in Ridgewood, Queens, man, and it was awesome. And I met a lot of people I still talk to today there. Yeah. I was there every week. I was helping with promo work. I was helping with building cards. I was helping with introducing and pitching talent too at a young age that I was a fan of. You know, so it's all about being a team, bro. Yeah. That's literally it. But they're doing their thing.
No. When it comes to like promoting and running a promotion, like you have your show this upcoming Friday, right? Yeah. You can't always be so zoomed in on a show, where it's like, oh, I'm just thinking about this show. You have to like kind of zoom out and think of the year, think of the next month, and it's like you guys already announced you're running Mania weekend. Yeah. Right?
Vegas. Gotta run Vegas, probably the kickoff show of WrestleMania week in Las Vegas, and we're gonna do it right in the middle of the city. Gotta throw a party, and it's gonna be very interesting seeing who we involve in that show. Yeah. Like I said, I like introducing new people, but also bringing in some of our core roster. So I think it's awesome just because everyone comes together, and it introduces new eyes too, international fans coming in, and it kicks off the weekend. So I can't wait for that.
The first show of the week.
First show, first show. We did in LA, we did in Tampa, and honestly, I'm not trying to be cocky, but we had some really fun, good shows during WrestleMania. Some of our best shows are from WrestleMania week.
That's right. Well, I look forward to.
Oh yeah, more than welcome.
Yeah, because definitely gonna be out there. Yeah. So it's like
party.
Special.
I'm not sleeping then too, man. Like absolutely.
Especially it's in Vegas too.
It's in Vegas, man. Like oh man, shout out White Castle, man. Yo, they got a White Castle right in the middle of the strip now. Oh. Amazing.
You big fan of White Castle?
Big White Castle.
You know what's great? I just had White Castle like a week ago.
And what you thought? You got little sliders?
Yeah, of course.
People that like are not from here, like New York, Jersey, they like South, like they don't really like White Castle. They're just like, what is that? It's a little slider. Man, that's like history right there. That's culture right there. So like each bite you're like, taking me back. You know, so like, yeah, man, like I just love that shit. I grew up on that. I'm always gonna be a gordito.
Yeah, you know, it's like
we eat well. Latinos, we eat well.
Absolutely.
Ain't no salt and pepper around here.
No, I mean, we got the whole sauce on.
Oh yeah, I love all that.
Yeah. What are some of your proudest accomplishments in your time in the wrestling business?
Oh man, probably doing 2 shows at once the same day on a different coast. I did a show with VXS in LA and in Jersey the same day. Okay. And you fast forward, and we just got mentioned on Netflix by Al Snow. Fire. He has like a show, and it's called Wrestlers, I think. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But like he shouted us out in basketball, and like, and also seeing people get signed that no one knew, bro. Javon Evans was a VXS guy. Masha Slamovich before GCW, she was a VXS girl, you know. So just like Daniel Garcia, no one knew about Daniel Garcia, bro. Besides like the Buffalo State, I had to bring. I'm like, bro, you want some like really dope, innovative matches? I would love to use your performing arts in our brand, and seeing them grow, I just feel like a proud coach. You know, I feel like a proud coach.
You did that.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it, and I don't gloat about it. But I also am at the point of my career now. I'm at the point of my career now. I'm talking my shit. Yeah, I'm not like that, but now I am. Yeah, now I'm talking my shit.
Talk your shit, man. Yeah, fuck
it. It's been too long. You never know. Every day is taken for granted, man. I'm happy to see another day, and happy to see my people win, man.
Exactly. What's the story? How do you even approach running 2 shows at the same time on different coasts?
Just defying the odds and doing something no one's done. I always think like that. Yeah. I actually, before that, my other idea was doing an exploding ring match. Okay. An exploding ring match. Yeah. Not like AEW, not like AEW. Sorry. But exploding ring match, I have that Japanese vibe, but like not in a ballpark where they do usually in Japan, but probably like in like the projects park. That'd be sick. Like a block party kind of vibe, you know? Yeah.
Like in the summer,
in the summer, in the summer. I don't do death matches. It's not considered a death match technically. Yeah. But I love the Japanese homage to like the FMW days with Onita. Okay. You know, doing that, Terry Funk, Mick Foley, you know, the OGs that did that. So I would love to do an exploding ring match in the future. That's great. I also loved Wrestling Society X. I don't know if you remember that. Wrestling Society X. It was MTV's one and only wrestling promotion that lasted 6 episodes.
6 episodes?
It got canceled immediately, bro. Really? The last episode, the ring exploded. It was a taped setting in a nice graffitied warehouse in LA. And my friend Kevin Kleinrock, shout out Kevin, Master Republic, awesome. He helped produce that, and they had an exploding ring cage match for the last episode. Yeah. Canceled. Thanks, MTV. MTV didn't like wrestling. Yeah, but that was awesome. That was my shit. Wrestling Society X. I'm gonna go look into that. Oh, it's all on YouTube now. I highly recommend it, bro. You'll see like Matt Sydal. You'll see Matt Cross. You'll see Tyler Black. You'll see Ruckus in a blinged out ladder match.
And a blade?
The blinged out ladder match is a ladder, and it's like crusted in bedazzled diamonds.
That's hard.
Bro, it was like the wackiest but hardest wrestling promotion, the most innovative. Before Lucha Underground, there was Wrestling Society X. I highly recommend it. It's all on YouTube now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that shit.
It's sick. It's hard, bro.
Yeah. Well, yo, I truly appreciate you, man, taking the time, sitting down with me.
Thank you. No,
like,
thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, man. Anything you want to plug to the cameras? Like,
man, listen, we got an amazing show coming up November 22nd. Arrival 3, third installment. We got an insane card featuring talent you see some on TV, and also some you're probably going to see on TV next year that you probably never heard of. Zachary Wentz in the lineup. I'm bringing in Michael Oku from Rev Pro UK.
That dude is amazing.
Will Ospreay's like prodigy. You know, I think he's never in America, so like, to be one of the only promotions to bring him on, it's a blessing. I don't take that for granted. You're going to see Michael Oku. You're going to see TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich. The list goes on, and I'm very grateful for you having me here. So, Arrival 3, November 22nd. Just be there. Like, it takes one show to be hooked on Arrival, and I guarantee it's going to be one of the best shows you'll see that week during AEW Full Gear Weekend in New Jersey.
Right, exactly, because, that's where you're going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah, we'll be Friday night. And check us out at Wrestle Arrival on social media.
The link will be in the description too, so go cop a ticket. Like,
absolutely.
Well, man, truly appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Amano.
Absolutely, yo. Oh, man. Until next time, yo. We out. She.